Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. This is taken on May 8th, I think. Let me look down here. May 7th, excuse me. But it shows you that there are some houses being lost and some other things. And this was Fissure 8 on May 8th. According to a more recent study yesterday, a gal said there are over 20 fissures. And so this is just one of them. Now, as you look at some of this, you can see several areas, several fissures. You can see these fissures and see these flows, and you can see houses in the area. Pretty devastating to those property owners. Other fissures, wow! I just don't know what it would be like, but you can see different fissures, and it's so amazing. These fissures, there's over 20 of them according to a gal. Let's get a more recent picture. And this, I saw a video, I think yesterday or the day before, where they said there was only about 1% of the island, but it was really affecting their economy and their tourism. All right, this is more recent. This is June 2nd or today. And the problem is, I don't know exactly where this is at, but you're seeing pretty massive movement of lava in an area. You're seeing this stuff come off in the ocean too, in that area. I don't know if they will show us an aerial map, but this stuff is going right over into the ocean at certain spots. It's pretty incredible, to say the least. I don't see any of the other aerial shots. I'm going to have to try to find an aerial shot. Now, this is by also June 2nd, and it's by Star News TV.
In the area of Leilani Estates. And
it's still around this area of Leilani Estates.
That route will be possibly complete by this weekend.
All right, so I'm wondering about how they clear this lava out. They've got this big, heavy equipment and stuff. I'm amazed that they can just bust through that and do that, but evidently they can.
As a reminder, this is an evacuation route only, a one-way out, not a regular ongoing thoroughfare. If there are any media on the phone who would like to see video and or photography in the news release that went out yesterday.
Look at how they have to cut that and then bulldoze that and break through that. And this stuff is still fairly hot, but they're working right on top of it. Had no idea.
Please contact me and I'll be happy to share that. The second update is more of a rumor control. There's apparently some rumor going around that people at the park have been laid off. I wanted to make it very clear there have been no layoffs as far as National Park Service staff goes. We have 134 people working for Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and I'm happy to share with media who are interested where some of us are working remotely, etc. I won't go into that laundry list here, but if you...
Yeah, hi. You said yesterday that the temperature of the lava that was erupting now out of the fissures was as hot as it's been, and about as hot as it could be expected to get.
Interesting comment. Saw the one aerial shot right there. We're going to stop Tropical Visions video, but anyhow, these fissures just seem to break out all over the place, and then lava comes down. Usually it's not over the other areas, but it can be. It's hard to understand this stuff. Now, this map shows something else here. We've got the eruptions and these fissures in the magma withdrawal. And here's the ocean side. So the magma flow, and this is the caldera. Yeah, this is what they're saying it's doing. Summit Magna Reservoir. And it's going down this way and then to the ocean as well. This advertisement out of the way. And this is in kilometers. Looking about 15, 20, and 35 and 40 kilometers, even 45 up to this here eruption site. Really interesting. I don't know enough to speak intelligently about it, but it's amazing that it would travel all this distance and then break out in these different areas.
It is now. Typically in these eruptions, the fountains themselves start to get higher, and especially now that we're seeing the Pu'u'o'o composition, it's because of the magma itself. It's not necessarily the pressure behind it. Certainly the pressure is causing the magma to be forced more upward to the surface, but as the magma is forced from behind, it decompresses. The magma itself decompresses, and there's...
These guys got to be crazy out here filming this stuff. They got to be. And I would think that would be scary and dangerous.
There have been...
you can see these fissures go along this line, and it breaks out and comes down towards the ocean.
eruptions that have occurred in the past that have lasted longer than that. The Isla Al eruption that built this field that's close to where Thurston Lava Tube is now, that lasted for 60 years. So there are very long duration eruptions of Hawaii.
Eruptions that lasted for 6 years? Wow, that is crazy. I had no idea.
Volcanoes. It's what they do. They create these. They just erupt for a longer period of time. There's a continuous supply of magma coming up from.
Here's another aerial. You'll see that it's already coming over a burnt area. Just hard to figure this stuff out where it's going to go. Maybe it's even impossible to predict.
From the mantle, and so it just finds its way out in just a more continuous way. These rift zone eruptions, the ones that occur lower down, there's just a lot of area, a lot of.
And this is an eruption June 2nd, and it's just CBS News Morning, and it's an update for the day.
It says people who ignore mandatory evacuation orders do so at their own risk, and they could be arrested. Carter Evans is in Pahoa, Hawaii, with the latest on this story. Carter, good morning.
Well, this is massive. This is just massive. I don't know how many acres or miles it is, but it's a lot.
Good morning. This is the source of most of the lava behind me. You can see that fountain right through the trees there. Emergency officials are now saying if you live in the path of the lava and you don't get out of the way, there's no guarantee someone will be able to save you.
This is the most active of Kilauea's 24 fissures, leaving a trail.
24 fissures. This is the most active one.
Of lava now 4.5 miles long. It's been spewing huge amounts of molten rock.
4.5 miles long. Wow. 24 fissures.
Since Monday, at times 260 feet in the air, the highest for any fissure since this crisis began early last month.
House, lava flow.
The lava continues to threaten homes, and at least 77 have already been destroyed.
Well, look at this road here. Wow. And 77 at least have been destroyed. Shows them just burning up as they cover it.
When we were here just a couple of days ago, this was a road. It dipped down. There were homes here. Now it's all gone.
A molten river is now less than 2 miles from an area known as Four Corners, a major highway intersection. If those roads are blocked, hundreds of homes would be cut off.
What do you think the next month is going to look like?
Oh, hundreds of homes cut off. Wow.
Unfortunately, you're probably looking at
Keith Dalton lost his Leilani Estates home just 2 days after the first eruption.
I mean, everybody says once-in-a-lifetime event. Just unfortunately, it was in our lifetime.
Scientists say only about 2% of the lava from that crater has made its way down here. That means there's a lot more where this came from.
Oh, the end of this is crazy, but listen to this.
Form a mix of acid fumes, steam and glass-like specks. The latest upheaval of Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes, comes on the heels of an earlier eruption cycle that began in 1983 and continued almost non-stop for 35 years, destroying 215 dwellings and other structures.
Non-stop for 35 years? I had no idea. Destroyed 200 structures? Incredible. And there's more population probably now than then. Hey, I'm going to end this and go from there. We'll edit it. Fudge Martin from Billings, Montana. Pray for the Hawaiian people and this part of the island, those that are losing their homes. That's got to be a very tough thing.